Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, seeing a slightly breezy wind out of the southeast and cloudy conditions with some rain showers starting to move into the area. Overall, expecting a very unsettled weather day ahead with rain fairly consistently throughout the working hours today, and likely see on and off rain showers continuing as we go into the evening and overnight time frame, with a chance of even some thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon and evening time as well. We take a look at the current surface analysis. We see we have this continued broad area of unsettled weather over the southeastern part of the country, starting to move into the mid-Atlantic as we start off our day today, being fueled by an upper level low. That's going to continue tracking northeastward before opening up as we move over the next couple of days. So bulk of the precip activity and unsettled weather will move through the area today and into the overnight time frame. But as we move into the next 2 days, that upper level energy still lingers around, possibly initiating some afternoon pop-up showers or storms for our Wednesday and Thursday. Looking at current conditions this morning, just a few clouds around 6,000 feet, broken at 10,000 feet, and overcast at 18,000 feet. Winds out of the southeast at 10 knots, temperature 67 degrees, relative humidity is at 90%. We'll take a look at the local radar. We can see, starting to see that rain shield inching its way into the local Wallops area. So we'll start to see that more consistent light to moderate rain as we move over the next hour or two, and see that likely staying in the area as we move through the day. And again, start to introduce a chance for some embedded thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon time. Zooming out, looking at the broader picture here with the satellite and composite radar, we can see the stream of moisture here to our south that's going to continue to funnel into the local area and fuel that shower activity as we move through the day today. Looking at the high resolution model, see how things are expected to play out. Again, that rain shield moves over, continue to see consistent light rain showers over the area, and as we get into the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see a chance for some embedded moderate to heavier rain showers. We'll also see the winds cranking up, becoming quite breezy this afternoon, and this is when we'll start to introduce a chance of maybe even a thunderstorm embedded within this activity. Could see a break in the activity at times as we get late afternoon and into the evening, but we'll see some on and off showers continue to move through the area. This model a little on the lighter side with that activity, but nonetheless still seeing that reflectivity moving through as we go into the evening, and we'll see actually a better chance of a thunderstorm with this more isolated shower activity moving through as we go through the later evening and the first part of the overnight time frame. As we get into the early morning hours of Wednesday, we'll start to see rain tapering off as we pass the 6 a.m. time frame, and those winds will lighten up, and that's going to allow for some low clouds, possibly some patchy fog to linger around the area as we go into the start of our day on Wednesday. Overall, things looking dry through the first half of the day on Wednesday. As we get into the second half, as you can see, not as bullish as some other models, but indicating some light radar returns popping up around the region during the afternoon, with that upper level energy still helping to funnel the potential for a pop-up shower or storm pushing through the area for the afternoon and first part of the evening time frame. And that continues again into that first part of the evening and first part of the overnight time frame, and then going into the early morning hours of Thursday, we'll see things drying out once again, chance for some low clouds around the area, and then we'll see similar conditions as we go into Thursday, with a chance of a pop-up shower or storm during the afternoon as well. Not as high probability at this time, but still some lingering energy around the area that could indicate initiate that pop-up shower during the afternoon. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, quite the list of risk as we move over the next 24 hours, starting off with a red risk for rain as we move through our working hours today, and expecting that to continue as we move through the next 24 hours, but dropping down to an orange risk as we move into the evening and overnight time frame. We do introduce that yellow risk for lightning as we get into the afternoon, and increase that risk to an orange as we go through the evening time frame, as better chance of seeing lightning in the area during that time frame, and that continues through the early morning hours of Wednesday with some lingering shower activity. We do start off with a yellow risk for winds above 25 knots. We do expect those winds to stay slightly breezy and pick up some peak gusts as we get into the later morning this morning, and then we'll see those peak gusts really increasing as we get later in the afternoon, and where we get some more of those moderate rain showers pushing through and the possibility for a thunderstorm, seeing those peak winds getting up to around 33 knots as we move through the late afternoon. So we do increase to an orange risk for that wind advisory criteria, likely seeing a wind advisory this evening. And then we'll start to diminish that as we go through the overnight with those winds starting to settle down. And keeping low ceiling chances with the shower activity during the late afternoon and into the first part of the evening, and then a good chance of low clouds around the area, particularly as we start to see that wind settle down. Moving into the early morning hours of Wednesday. We'll see our high temperature up around 69 degrees this afternoon. Won't see temperatures moving too much as they start to cool off to around 62 degrees as we move through the evening time frame. And as mentioned, that breezy southeasterly wind continues through the later afternoon and into the evening. We'll start to see that subsiding and more of a southerly component to the wind as we get to the start of the day on Wednesday. Tides are running normal. Wednesday, we'll see cloudy conditions early with a chance of low clouds, so keeping a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings early on, and then we'll see mostly cloudy conditions late, but then that chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm popping up, so keeping a yellow risk for that possibility for lightning and precip, and otherwise slightly breezy, but not expecting a wind advisory with a high of 75 degrees. Partly to mostly cloudy overnight Wednesday night, and we'll see that slight chance of a shower or storm lingering early, so keeping that yellow risk for those two threats, again, mainly early on during the evening, and then as we get into the overnight time frame, we're going to see a chance for some patchy fog or low clouds lingering around the area into the early morning hours of our Thursday, seeing a low around 63 degrees. So continuing with those similar risks into the evening time there. And then for Thursday, we'll see mostly to partly cloudy conditions, milder conditions with a high of 78 degrees, and slightly less of a chance, but still a slight chance of afternoon pop-up shower or storm, so keeping a yellow risk for precip and lightning for our Thursday afternoon. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.